All right, let's do it.
Okay. All right. Put your left foot right here.
All right.
Okay. All right. So this is the last step in the X step when you're doing the cross step. So you're actually landing on your left foot when you're coming out of the cross step. You're doing this, and so this your right foot would actually be coming down. So I'm actually having you start at that. So as if you were coming down, I'm pulling you back into this position. As you're doing the cross step, you would actually have your right foot would be up in the air coming down as you're pulling back, and as that right foot goes down, you're driving forward. So pull me through and drive with the elbow. Yes, you see how your elbow is out in front of you? That is perfect form. You see the position of the disc? It's coming completely flat across your chest.
So it's not going around.
Correct, you're not rounding. So I've kept you in a straight line, and you're actually doing it right naturally, because you are an athlete. I know you. You just went, not a lot of people go naturally into that form, and you did. And you're activating your pecs, you're activating these muscles right here, and you're pulling through, and you're ripping with the elbow, and you're driving with that elbow, and then driving through and snapping.
Cool.
So, yeah, so we'll go do it all in one big motion. Go ahead, pull me through. Yeah. And that's at the end. So go ahead and throw me the disc and step aside. And then when you're doing the cross step, you're actually coming across like this and coming through like that. So it's a little bit of a skip. So you can see the disc on the ground is marking where my left foot is going to land. So when you go back and practice that standstill position, you can see you're doing the cross step. You're coming through like this, across in front. And then as you reach back, you turn your hips completely backwards and your shoulders backwards, like this, and you're ripping through.
Nice.
And that, you have to be able to take your eye off of the target and trust that you're basically releasing the disc on a straight line. Start pretending that the disc is a rubber band. Your arm is a rubber band, slinging it straight forward. That will stop you from rounding, because obviously a rubber band's not going to go in a straight line if you start trying to shoot it on curves. This is in the way because I have long legs. I basically would be coming around like this, coming through and snapping the disc. You're driving with the elbow and snapping. And if you do this right with your head down, it actually has you naturally release at a hyzer, okay? And that's going to be your power release also.
Hyzer is defined as what, though?
Hyzer is the disc is actually pointed down away from you,
Okay,
rather than up in the air away from
Anheuser.
you. And that's Anheuser versus flat.
and show me the grip again.
So it's power grip,
Okay.
all fingers on the inside. Depending on the day, I will sometimes because I have long fingers, sometimes I'll put my pinky on the outside depending on the disc. The thumb is going to be a nice, press down on the top plate, Some guys play with their thumb positions in order to get different angles of release a little bit easier. I don't do that. I have enough wrist that. So here's the other lesson. If you want to throw Anheuser and Hyzer and flat, the power of driving with your elbow, right, is right here. So if I want to throw Hyzer, guess what I do? I just tilt down.
Okay.
Okay, I don't move my arm. My power is still going to be coming from my core. So I lean down and I come through like this. And that's still the exact same core movement, but now I'm releasing at an angle because I've rotated my torso down to
Nice.
get the disc into that angle.
It's like soccer,
Mechanically-
leaning over the ball when you're going to kick low.
Yeah. But mechanically, it's the exact same release. A lot of guys start changing their mechanics in order to change the angle of release. Don't do that. Just lean your body down, and your body naturally gets into the hyzer
And what about a
position.
more Anheuser?
So if you're doing Anheuser, you basically stand up, and you come through like this, okay?
Nice.
Straighten your back, which is why it's not a great throw, because it is hard on your back. And you still want to come through with power. And if you're doing a big sky Annie, you'll actually come away from a little bit behind you and throw out a little bit, this way. But you're throwing from the hips up to the shoulders, usually for a sky Annie shot.
Awesome.
But coming flat, you're basically going to come through like this, and you can actually watch the disc with your eyes and come through flat like this and watch the disc. You already know where the target is. You know your release trajectory, And it now gives you an opportunity to actually watch your hand and watch the angle of release. And when you become comfortable doing that for your whole throw, your accuracy and your distance is just going to start.
So what's your
taking off.
furthest throw about?
Me, I can only throw about 400 right now.
Cool.
So if you don't do the proper follow through, I used to sit in front of the TV, throw this way just like the stance I would put you in, and I would literally practice, because you're not pointing your toe towards the basket. A lot of people think when you're driving you got to plant your foot this way.
Right.
No. This is athletic. You're planting from this direction. You're actually coming down, lateral to the basket, because it's the trajectory that you're coming. So pulling the disc through. So your feet are actually facing this way, but in the end you're rotating, getting up on that toe and rotating and releasing that pressure and allowing the follow through to land, and you finish with your toe pointing out towards the basket. So I spent 6 months to stop my left leg from going this way. I would just stand in front of the TV and just reach back and just do that and just catch myself.
So you could throw it pretty far just like that, really.
Yes. Yeah, just like this, I can throw 300 feet just standing still. I need the run up to throw the other 100 feet.
That's a great drill.
Yeah, and that just helps you get comfortable. You do this a couple hundred times, it's going to be a lot more comfortable when you get up on the tee pad, and then you start having to combine it with the cross step, and you're still doing the exact same thing at the end.